One comment plus tons of love on Reddit, I felt like I needed to make this video. Welcome to one of the most realistic texture packs that I have personally ever built with. This pack is called TRS, made by the lads over at the Esterlon Network, and today we're going to be roaming the streets on Google Earth and building a home straight from the website. You'll hardly be able to tell a difference from video game and real life. I'm not even kidding, I swear, okay? This is going to be a very photorealistic home, okay? I promise. It's not even going to be Minecraft anymore. Welcome to the city of Bellevue, or should I say town. I don't really have any city-like structures or roads up at the moment. The area that we are in currently is actually the South District, which is more of a rundown slums area that features middle to low-end housing. I don't have any street signs up currently either, but when I do add them, this road here will actually be called First Street. And this is exactly where we will be building, right here on the corner. And at first, I'm not going to lie, I was just a little iffy on putting anything here on this corner because looking at this from a distance, I really was not sure if I was going to have adequate space, but shockingly enough, it worked out just right. So, I can't really complain. Now we gotta find a house to build, or should I say replicate? We are kind of gonna be quite literally picking this person's home up and putting it inside of a pixelated block game. I'm not kidding. I'm so serious. Just wait and see. Okay, so let's just see what we have here. We are just, obviously not in a, nice area. This obviously is kind of run down, which is exactly what we were looking for. So yeah, this is exactly what we need. So let's just kind of, go down some roads here and see what we got. Yo, hold up. Wait a second. Dude, look at this. You jump back and you jump back 10 years in this, just by this single frame. Look at the age in this picture. It's crazy. I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm good. Nope. What are we looking at? Okay, so I think we found one. I think this one is pretty good. I like the simplicity of this one. It should be a fairly easy build, and yeah, it doesn't look too hateful. I like the green color on this too. Should be really nice to work with. So we do have pretty similar blocks. I don't know if we have this exact green. We have kind of like a lighter green. We do have a dark green, but I don't know. I think I know exactly what I want to do. So let's go ahead and jump back to the game and start building this. Okay, so we are going to start with, I guess, kind of like a little sidewalk path leading up to the house, as you can see here pictured. And basically from here, we're going to add some steps going up to the porch, and then, add the porch in from there. This, like I said, is a pretty simple home. Shouldn't really be too difficult. It really comes down to the detailing. Now that's where, everything becomes super realistic, right? You have the scale, and of course you have the details. So just wait until we start adding the details. It's going to get very, very realistic, I promise. So I'm gonna go ahead and start building out this porch just a little bit. Now we're kind of just making a rough estimate here on the measurements, and that's kind of how I build my homes. Is I just kind of make a rough estimate. I just kind of look at it and I'm like, does this look like it's 1 block or 2 blocks? And then I just kind of go from there. It's not great measuring advice, but it works for me all the time. So I don't know, just try to get a visual for it, I guess. So for this build so far, what we have used is purple block for the sidewalk and purple stairs going up to the porch. And then the actual foundation of the house is gold block, I believe. And then the house itself, what we are placing down right now, is just white siding. So touching back on what I was just mentioning a little bit earlier, part of the realism obviously is the details that, you will be seeing us add, but also the scaling. So you guys might be asking, what scale are you even building in? I'm building in, I believe it's 1.5 or 1 3.5 or something. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna put it up on screen. But yeah, this is basically the scale that I'm building in. And this helps really get a realistic perspective on it, especially if you're looking at it from a distance, right? Or taking screenshots of it. It looks very, very photorealistic. So for example, as you guys can see right here, the doorway for this home is 4 blocks tall, and your Minecraft character is only 2 blocks tall. So you're a little bit small in the world, but that's fine. That kind of helps add, you know, to the realism. There's a lot of little tricks and secrets that kind of come with using this texture pack. So basically, you know, for example, right here, I'm using candles to put down these support beams for this home to kind of get them as closely represented to the real thing. Now this texture pack is kind of powered on a lot of item frame, you know, models and stuff like that. So here's an example right here. We're gonna be placing some trim around this house. You know, again, just to add to some more of the little details here. This is another example of just some small details here to kind of help bring out the build a little bit more. So we're placing some item frames around the whole porch and then putting some purple trim in it. So now we're gonna go ahead and start adding in some of the windows on the front porch here. Now, one thing that I really do like about this texture pack is the window frames, which are used by just, you know, turning on a button essentially. So just powering on a button, setting a button to a powered state. Now they have different sizes. They have window frames that are like 2 blocks long and then up 2 blocks, or they have some that are 3. The one that we just placed was 3 and then up like 1.5 blocks. So not up a full 2 blocks, but 1.5. And then here we are placing the door down. Going to be using some glass, trap doors, and some item frames to kind of put a little trim around this door. And then we're going to be doing the same thing for the top section here. So we're going to go behind the door and then do the item frames on the back side. So that way we can do the trim up top too. And look, see, it's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. The porch looks great. And just to make it a little bit better, we're gonna go ahead and add a gutter system to the front roof on the porch. I get a lot of comments about my gutter systems on Reddit, so I'm gonna address this right here and right now. I'm gonna answer the question right here. So I'm using buttons, right? So buttons, and then we're gonna pull out a debug stick and then debug them down, so that way they are on the bottom of the slab there. So this roof here, after I put this in, I actually go through and I redo the entire roof because this is way too small. This is just way too small. Now, sometimes you can get away with actually using slabs, you know, if the roof incline isn't so steep, but for this house, we definitely need to use stairs instead of slabs. Oh yeah, without even a question, I think this looks 1,000 times better. We even got enough room for the little window up at the top as well. We're starting to kind of shift sides to the back of the house now. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a picture of the house, you know, here on Google, but it looks like there's like a little back porch section. It's not super like large. It's just like a little, kind of just like a little porch with a little overhang to kind of protect you from rain and stuff. And it looks like it goes, I would say, like halfway down the house, I think. I don't know. We're just gonna wing it, just like we've been doing this entire build. Alright, so the back is pretty much finished up. This is, I mean, besides the detailing, this is pretty much what we got so far. So right now we're just kind of going around and adding some very small details to, you know, bring the house out a little bit more, make it kind of stand out a little bit more, and just kind of add more of a little bit of realism to it. So right now we're doing a gutter system with item frames and white trim, and a barrier block with cookie and an item frame on the side to kind of give it a look as if the water is actually running from the gutter, from the roof, all the way down and going to the ground there. After all of this, it was pretty much just smooth sailing from here. The house on Google Earth did not have a detached garage, but I went ahead and added one anyway, just, you know, why not? You know, these people deserve a garage, you know. I don't want to be cruel and have them bark on the street. Like, come on now. That's just kind of, well, actually, some houses don't have garages, so I guess it wouldn't hurt to, whatever. They have a garage, okay? They have a garage. But anyway, the house is done, and it looks pretty nice, guys. This, again, photorealistic. Like, just look at this thing. It looks very realistic. You could take a picture of this, and people would think, oh my God, this is, it would confuse people at first. Like, this looks like a real house. Obviously, the shaders do help. I'm fully aware the shaders do help, but overall, the texture pack and the build looks very realistic.